Hello, and welcome to PlayStation Unchained E3 special. Yes, we are, by the time you hear this, days away from knowing everything that we didn't already get leaked in the weeks beforehand. And oh, what a fun few days it will be, both for us in working and for the general gaming public, as they have something fresh to whinge and moan about, and probably not see much more of Final Fantasy VII Remake again. We shall see.
We might see Cloud's foot.
We might see Cloud's foot. I am your host, as ever, Neil Bolt, and joined, of course, as ever, by Mr. Ben Shillabeer-Hall.
I like the joke tweet that I think it was by the end of fake Kaz Hirai Twitter account, where he joked that this whole year's E3 is just a massive battle royale, and whichever one doesn't leak is the winner.
Yeah, it is getting that. I think, just generally, there's many more games in the industry for it to happen with. I think this is it. Stuff leaks left, right, and centre, and some people just want their games out there early anyway, as we saw this week with Bethesda. It's like, casually dropping a Fallout game like that. Yeah.
Well, didn't they do that last time as well?
Yes, but there was actual clues that there was a Fallout game happening that time. This time it was very much a case of, well, it's going to be an Elder Scrolls or this Starfield thing, but not.
I called Fallout, didn't I?
I don't know.
I'm sure I did. I knew that. I thought it would be a new Elder Scrolls, but I knew there was going to be a Fallout eventually.
Well, yeah, eventually. That is very much like saying eventually there will be another FIFA.
Well, no, because we all know that FIFA will be announced, with its new RPG mode at E3.
So, I see EA are, whilst outwardly doing their usual, let's be all goody-goody to the public so they love us again, inwardly they are cannibalising the competition again.
FIFA Battle Royale.
They seem to be persuading certain teams and in football to relinquish their deals with Konami. It seems, because Borussia Dortmund, the German team, came out and said they ended their contract with Konami 2 years early for PES, and their excuse was, well, we want it to be in the main game that is FIFA. It's like, but your team's already in FIFA, so what does it matter? So it's just, it's the third, fourth time this has happened now. Very strange. EA already sell like way more than Konami do with PES, but apparently they're paranoid enough that they're trying to sabotage the only competition they got, which always works out well for their sports titles when there's no competition.
Oh yeah, that's when the best sports games come out, when there's nothing to compete against and there's doesn't get stale at all.
No, definitely not. Right. Anyway, let's introduce the rest of the crew. Otherwise, this is going to.
I'm surprised you remembered we were here. Honestly, I was getting in a groove just listening to you and Ben going back and forth about football and stuff.
I know, you wouldn't think we would have that conversation, would you?
I'd listen to a podcast about that. Just you and Ben talking back and forth. It's like smooth British butter in both my ears.
So it's the one constant, it seems, week in, week out. So we are.
All I know is that now that Neil can be confused by Chris thinking it's me, I can have a week off 1 week.
My ventriloquist act. Eventually I'll do the whole show by myself and nobody will know the difference.
Oh, even better. Ventriloquist.
A ventriloquist? Oh my god, yes.
There's the title. If it wasn't E3. Anyway, yes, that is, of course, Mr. Chris DeVisser. How you doing, Chris?
Doing well. It's good to be back again after a small vacation. No, it's good. I'm excited to be here again.
Grand stuff.
I've missed you all so much.
Oh, of course we have missed you too. I'm sure it was only a week or two, but still.
It has been too long.
Indeed, it has.
Well, now, before we get too weepy, let's move on to the rest of the introductions. And joining us is, of course, the sheriff of poetry. It is Tim Nunes.
Oh my god. I wasn't ready. I was not ready. So now all I'm imagining is myself as McCree from Overwatch, and there's no way I can measure up to myself now.
Tim, if it makes you feel any better, that is how I always have seen you. So you don't have to worry about measuring up to anything, bud.
Oh,
Such love, Tim. Such love. Anyway, you're here, Tim. That's good as well. So we've established that. And we also have, of course, Garri Bagdasarov.
He is here. Welcome him.
Risen. He is risen.
oh my god.
Yeah, du bist hier.
Dear. So we're going to front load our show with the stuff we normally do in the middle or at the end, just so that we can then get on with the E3 stuff. So fairly quick, Predictions League obviously we'll try and keep this going as it's another week of big releases. But first, what happened last week? Well, I'll tell you one thing that happened. Everybody was very, very wrong about Agony. Very, very wrong.
Matt, I'll tell you now, Neil. I did not expect the twist at the start of the game where we found out that you actually play as Agony Aunt from Daily Mail. That was one twist I did not expect.
Dear Deirdre. In the sun. Yeah. Oh, God, yeah, that would be hell, to be fair. Just to be lectured on, or even to read half those Agony Aunt columns, to be honest. They're usually very trivial nonsense. And, yeah. It could have been worse, I suppose. It could have been Agony, the actual game, which currently stands on a score of 45 on Metacritic. 45. And it's fair to say we were all at least 20-something points away from that. Garri, you were highly optimistic on 79. Tim just behind on 78. Myself on 75. But Ben wins a point despite being 27 points off the correct score with his score of 72.
Default.
Then we moved on to Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Edition, which I hadn't realised had been reviewed and come out until just now, before the podcast. But that got 82, which resulted in a tie. Sadly not for you, Ben, at 85, and sadly not for you, Tim, at 78. But myself and Garri were on 81 and 83, so half a point each for us. Yay, as they say. This means that the standings are Chris in 6th position, 5th is Alfonso, joint third, we'll say Garri and me on 2.5, Tim on 5 points, Ben back in the lead, Claire on 6. So, 2 more games this week. They are the Don't Nod, i.e. Life is Strange developer, their game Vampire, and Codemasters racing game that isn't a racing game, Onrush, the 2 combatants this week. So, Ben, you can go first on Vampire, as you were the winner of the first prediction from last week.
I want to give it an 83.
An 83. 83. Chris?
82.
82. I will go with 80. Sorry, Tim?
78.
Good old 78. 9 points removed from your favourite score. Garri?
75.
75. Somebody is a sour Sally this week. On to Onrush. Garri, we'll roll back round to you again. So, what do you think Onrush?
75.
75. Wow, this is very diplomatic of you.
We got to remember he hates video games, so.
Sure. But
75 is a high score. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but in fairness, you gave Agony 79. So.
Oh, this is true. I've learned from my mistake.
Dear. I will give it 86. Chris?
76.
76.
You bitch. Stay away from my number.
Tim, what about you?
82.
82. And Ben?
92.
92. Confident.
I feel like this game will be good.
Well,
What's the game about?
Oh, man.
I think with, it depends because the servers need to be on, I think, for that game to really get scored properly. I'm sure people will still try. But yeah, that will be the... especially as it's involving a lot of people who used to work at Evolution, who made Drive Club, and that obviously...
God. Those
that didn't
servers.
very good launch. Yeah, so hopefully they do a bit better on the older net-based stuff. Right, so let's move on to the E3s, shall we?
Man, is it that time of year? E3s.
It is. It's the June already. Can you believe it is the June? I can't. It's just so much has come out already. But at the same time, it doesn't feel like much has come out at all because you've still got all these big old games coming. And here we are at the point of the year where they go, well, you know all those games you're already waiting for? We're going to add a few more to the pile. You know, that's...
Like Red Dead.
Well, yeah, we knew that. That's a bit different. But say, you know, until this week, as we said, we didn't know there was a new Fallout coming. And
True.
which isn't apparently a Fallout in the traditional sense. It's more like
sounds better than a novel Fallout to me.
Well, it sounds more like the survival mode of Fallout 4, funnily enough, which is...
Well, people are comparing it to Rust.
Yeah, apart from... hopefully you don't start, like, naked.
I hope I start naked.
I mean, you could. No one's stopping you. Just...
It's probably going to be like MMO style Fallout, like they did with Elder Scrolls. It's probably just going to be another. It's going to be Fallout Online.
Oh, apparently not. It has a social aspect to it, but it is not massively multiplayer. From what's said. So, yeah, be intrigued to see to what level it is.
All I know is I hope I can just sit at the base and build like houses. While everyone else goes out and hunts.
they come back, okay, guys. I put a jukebox in your tent. I love you all. I built houses for you.
Okay. I mean, we could start with Bethesda, as it's like pretty much the first one, I think, isn't it? Or one of the first ones.
I think
Microsoft's the first one.
Well, yeah, but we don't care about them.
But, 1 second, let me spoil the E3. Okay, they'll announce Gears of War. Supposedly there's like multiple Gears of War's been announced, so Gears of War Eyes, I don't know. Forza.
Forza?
Oh my God.
Right.
Dear. Anyway, we will get
Maybe they'll wheel a car in as well.
Yeah, we will get to Microsoft and Nintendo and that at the end of this thing, but we'll go through the other shows first. So Bethesda is the first big one, as we said. We now know that there will be a Fallout game there. We know that there'll be a Rage game there. But again, two things that, had you said any of this a few months ago, what do you think would be at Bethesda's E3 conference? You probably wouldn't have guessed these above, say, other things.
I would have guessed Wolfenstein.
Because early on, we knew there was... there was hints about Prey getting a DLC, which that was teased earlier than any of this, and we still don't know. But what's coming? But the date is still there that they are showing something at E3. We've had all the talk of Starfield and what the hell that is, which increasingly looks like nothing at the minute. Then the Elder Scrolls Online, we knew that would get a new expansion, and lo and behold, it did. And I mean, it's out next week, so it's kind of before it. We wondered what id would be doing, and it sounds like they're doing Doom 2 with a bit of Rage on the side. So yeah, there's not a lot left that we could hope for. I mean, I suppose it's a case of seeing is Fallout 76 going to be taking time away from the team that make regular Fallout / Elder Scrolls games, or is it going to be a different team? That's the question there. But it doesn't seem like. I mean, the way Todd Howard made it sound like it was, this is the next game from that team that made the last one, and that's it. So yeah, hard to know. So let's see what we think. What do you think? What else could we see, Garri?
Me?
Yeah.
I think we'll see more announcements for the Switch from them. Particularly, I think Fallout 4 they'll announce for the Switch. I think we'll see Fallout 4 for PlayStation VR. I know they announced it for other VR platforms. I think they'll finally announce it here for PSVR. I do think Doom 2 is going to be there in some capacity. But I still believe that they are going to at least show you a logo of Elder Scrolls 6. Much like they did with Elder Scrolls 5.
So you think Starfield is vaporware at this point, or just...
I think Starfield might just be a code name for whatever they're working on.
But as soon as I saw the when the Fallout thing first got announced, that there was something coming up, I thought, so maybe the whole talk of Starfield means that it was a different direction for Fallout, and it was that code name. But that clearly hasn't turned out to be the case. It is another Fallout game. Yeah, but...
I just don't see them putting their main team on a brand new IP. Unless it's another team that they have, much like the guys who did Dishonored. They're owned by Bethesda, but it's not ZeniMax or Bethesda Softworks making the games. Unless they have the main team doing it, and they're not working on Elder Scrolls 6 or a Fallout 5, then Starfield could be that game, but I don't see them doing that, to be honest. Putting their main team on a brand new IP, I just don't see it.
I mean, it depends, really, I suppose. If you have a particular idea in mind, then you would probably recruit the team that would best suit it. So it may not be that main team is the team you want for it. We shall see. Anyone else have any predictions or hopes of what they'd like to see at Bethesda's conference?
I decided, because I don't know what games Bethesda make other than Elder Scrolls and Fallout, I will Google their history, and I've decided that I'm really hoping that we get a sequel to Wayne Gretzky's Hockey from 1988 to be secretly announced.
God.
Would it be as good as Mario Lemieux's Hockey? That was far better at the time.
And I also realised they got Elder Scrolls Arena, so they could just rebrand that as their Battle Royale game.
Touche. I mean, in all honesty, if one developer wasn't going to go that route, it would be them. Just because, look at it. Publisher, developer, because they are, in air quotes, the saviors of single player in terms of they put out these single player games.
But wait, can I say that they said they're the saviors of single player games and that they're the champion of the main story single player base, and the first thing they announced after saying this is Fallout Online.
Rage 2 was the first announcement, to be fair. So, which looks like it's co-op, to be fair. But again, you could play it on your own, I suppose. So that's the main thing. I'd be glad
with another.
Yeah, I mean, this is where I'd be glad if Fallout 76 is very different from regular Fallout, because Rage 2 does seem to be taking that mantle of open world stuff to go, in a wasteland of the post-apocalypse. Oh, I appear to have walked onto a train track.
No, this is my life.
What?
Oh,
Doing podcasts on random trades? Because that sounds like the life I want.
I wish my life were that exciting.
wow, that's a high concept if I've ever seen it. Podcast on a train. Well, that's that getting Patreon next week. I mean, considering what rail fares are like here, it would be a very expensive podcast. But
and it wouldn't exactly have the best like sound quality because of the whole.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't get my usual seat because I'm squashed in a corridor this week. so the podcast is coming to you with heavy breathing from the guy sat and stood next to me.
Podcast done in the toilet. Of the
Now
train.
that's quality podcast right there.
How much content can you get out before someone knocks on the door?
We can call it in lieu of entertainment.
Oh,
Oh my god.
we're giving people ideas here. It's like people are going to steal these.
The shitty minute.
I'm really proud of that in lieu of entertainment.
I'm proud of that too.
So I mean, it's good enough that someone's going to take it. I guarantee you.
Copyrighted. Take that now, bitch.
Yeah.
Just pay me. I could be bought.
So,
Cheap too. Real cheap date, like 2 beers.
Yeah, Chris knows.
Oh yeah.
That's what you were doing in Vegas.
Right. So, anything else on Bethesda that anyone else cares to say?
No, I just can't wait to take the piss out of it. I mean, I am looking forward to the show.
But this is the one that's on like stupid o'clock in the morning for us. Out of all of them, more so than Sony's.
I've got the list open right now. It starts at 2:30.
Yeah, which is like half an hour later than Sony's. And at least Sony's you get to see content like an hour and a half before that.
We're missing EA, by the way. EA is first.
Yeah, but does anyone care?
No.
Are they putting out anything interesting at all that's not going to piss everybody off this year, or no?
Well, they've already managed that.
I know it's expected now. Like, what are you going to do to screw over players this time?
Well, they've got a new Battlefront, haven't they?
A Battlefield.
A Battlefield. And then they've got the FIFA.
It's a very different problem, it seems. Well, yeah, let's move on then, I suppose, if we're talking about that. Let's get to that page. So I have all the pages open for this. So I just need to go across. Apparently I've lost it now. EA is so unimportant it doesn't show up.
See, if I was EA, I would take the piss out of myself and say, look, everyone who's attended the conference, look under your chair, there is a loot box. An actual physical loot box under everyone's chairs. And most of it just have nothing in it except for a couple of people that have like a copy of the game.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, so going to EA, I suppose.
EA, please don't steal my idea.
The EA Play. That's why I couldn't find it under the E3 stuff, because it's called EA Play.
They'll do that, Ben, but the loot boxes have a coin slot on them that you have to pay to open.
Well, you know my amazing idea for pre-order loot boxes, right? Where you pre-order games and then you get a loot box, and then the loot box comes with like random DLC or a chance to get in the beta.
Don't, because it'll
Not a bad
happen.
idea.
Yeah. My suggestion was that they say they're like, wondering why you can't get in the box. Look at the bottom, and then you turn it over, and it's got a knife taped to it, and it's like you must sacrifice your firstborn in order to open. So yeah, they have a whole thrilling event that takes place for 3 whole days. Wow.
Wow.
I mean, on the
if
upside,
it's 3 whole days, then that guy that said the football story's back. Maybe they've given him the 3 days to tell his one story.
Well, last year we had Terry Crews and Zac Efron playing fucking Battlefront. No, that was 2 years ago with Battlefield 1, wasn't it? Yeah. No. God, how time flies. Oh, no, last year was the cringeworthy YouTube people.
That was the worst.
The Need for Speed one was especially fun last year. The guy who looked like he'd never been on stage in his life, and whose career surely couldn't be about talking to people on camera. But apparently it was. Yes, I don't know. Pretty much every game that came out of last year's EA Play ended up having some sort of problem, like Battlefront's loot box problem and Need for Speed being utter shite. It's they didn't do well. Let's be honest.
No, they had that one game that was pretty good that I forgot the name of. The one, the Prison Break-ish.
Oh, The Way Out. Yes,
yeah.
Which again, they're very, very hands off about it. They published it, but they've given it no advertising. They didn't really care for it. Other than that, it's merely their way of saying, "Look, we're good guys. We support indie developers." And it's like, yeah, probably stop slightly when the guy whose game you're supporting told you you're all cunts.
It's like Ubisoft that support one indie game a year. Like, look, we support the small people.
But yeah, it's not their job. In fairness, it's nice that they do that, but there are smaller indie studios for a reason to be the alternative to this sort of thing. Anyway, so what we do know is Battlefield 5 will be there. We've known that for many weeks because leaks. We suppose that Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 3 will be there. Again, thanks to a leak. Not so leaky, but FIFA 19, Madden 19, NBA Live 19, etc., will all be there and will all be some kind of average, at best, sort of nonsense. I have one of my guesses for what we might see is they might do a bit more VR stuff, especially in their sporting games, just to try pushing it out a little towards that audience. I'm less into that idea now, just because I think EA won't bother because it doesn't do much for them. They seem to have embraced it very at the beginning and then just sort of cooled off very quickly, which is never a good sign for most hardware. But it's not doing Nintendo any harm, is it, to have knockoff versions of FIFA? So they're doing all right without that. Anthem will be there for a game that is fascinating in what it could do to the team making it, but as a game, it's not really shown us much to be caring about it. But we shall see. Am
I the only one who hopes that Good Charlotte plays for that section?
Yes.
Tim, only 90s kids remember this.
So you read that?
I did.
So good. I love memes.
Yes, that's a grand reference, I have to say. But yes, so what else did I say? Yeah, we might see Respawn Star Wars projects, which I don't know, maybe don't show it, because showing anything at all seems to be a kiss of death for anyone doing a Star Wars project for EA at the minute. So, and they apparently might show Titanfall 3, which I want to be excited for, but at the same time I'm thinking, EA own you. How could it get any worse? And yes, we'll probably get another EA-backed indie title. We shall see. They've had one a year since they did Unravel in 2015, I think. And I think my prediction was a gaming personality who doesn't die a death on stage. That would be nice. So, any outside wildcard predictions or hopes, things you might see, Chris?
Oh, jeez. I've been avoiding EA games as much as I can. Like, I haven't touched Battlefield 1 or Battlefront or any. I played the Battlefront demo a couple years back when it was out, or the beta, and I don't know. Honestly, if EA didn't show anything, I would not care one way or the other. I just I just cannot care about this company anymore. I just feel I just feel so abandoned as a gamer with everything that they've done. I'm just like, I'm not even going to support you anymore. Seriously, I don't even know. I don't even care. I'm sorry. I really am trying to come up with what have I been paying attention to of them that I would honestly care about, and I don't care about the new Battlefield 5. I don't care about any of the Madden or anything like that. So I hope maybe they pull their heads out of their asses and start trying to treat gamers and game companies as that would be the announcement that I'd want to see. We here at EA have realized that we've made some mistakes and do like a full-on public apology for being such asshats about everything.
The thing is, Chris, what you're saying will happen because they do it every year. They go, "Oh, we apologise for fuck-ups from last year or the year before. We'll be better by doing something else that will inevitably turn out to fuck you over again." It's just.
There you go. Now you can. That's what I'm looking forward to. Then, that's what I'm looking forward to from the EA press conferences. Their apology for their fuck-ups this last year.
I mean, the last few years have been they're miserable shows compared to the rest. I mean, even Ubisoft at their worst had at least some entertainment, like Aisha Tyler trying to make things happen with the crowd that don't seem to understand again that they're on live television, and and Jason Derulo dancing, which is always a pleasure to see.
Oh, maybe they'll get Childish Gambino this year.
Oh my God!
An EA conference. Oh my God!
This is America.
Though I think they'd be worried about there being quality in it, so they probably wouldn't call.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, right. Glover. Yeah.
They probably wouldn't call Donald Glover.
God damn it, Tim.
I mean, they have an in, I suppose, thanks to his involvement in Solo, which Star Wars. They do Star Wars. It's not outside the realms of possibility for him to be there.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot he was in the new Solo movie. I haven't seen it yet. Damn.
I've heard he's the reason to see that movie.
Yeah, apparently he's very, very good. It's understandable. It's,
as Orlando, young Lando, I mean.
Yes, Lando, not Orlando. Definitely just Lando.
No, I said Lando. I didn't say Orlando.
Lando.
That's what the ladies all say.
Do we think we'll see any remasters, having had Burnout Paradise?
Yeah, that's the one thing I was going to say, and I feel like that would be the one thing they could do that would be positive, is they go back and look at all their old IPs that they created at the beginning of the PS3 and just re-release them, because one, it gives them money, and two, it shows us that at one point they knew what they were doing.
I decided to go back and look at EA's history to decide which games I would like a sequel to at the C3.
Oh, go on.
And I've decided on Marble Madness.
Yes.
Chuck Yeager's Advanced Flight Trainer from the Commodore 64. And obviously we've got to go, because it's summer, with Kings of the Beach, which is a volleyball sports game.
I mean, I know you weren't being entirely serious, but at the same time, you didn't even mention Jungle Strike or Desert Strike being remade. That's just...
Because I want them to be actual sequels. I want, like, Ocean Strike.
Ocean Strike.
I want to play Dead Space again.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to do any of it, and that means that they could do it without having the multiplayer in the second one, because they would just ditch it, let's be honest.
That's fine.
Hey, I'm still waiting for my sequel to Dante's Inferno when he goes through Purgatorio.
Dude, if they do that, they'd ruin it. I promise you. There's no way they would have the B grade quality that was Dante's Inferno.
I just realised what we're going to see. Shaq Fu 2. That's going to be there.
Oh my god.
Because Shaq Fu 2 is coming out soon, isn't it? So
you reckon that's their indie game for the year, is it? It's like Shaq Fu 2.
Oh, Road Rash. A new Road Rash will be good.
Nah. I don't trust them to do it at this point. And again, I mean, that's half the problem with anything they do. It's just like, it's never going to be the same, is it?
No.
Like, as much as they've tried to make stuff like Battlefront look exciting and Battlefield look exciting, it's like, yeah, but it was more exciting like 8 years ago. And I kind of want it more like that, which may sound like being an old bastard, but at that point, that was like, after years of like, oh, well, if anything's not as good as Quake 3 or Unreal Tournament, then there's no point. And yet, games did come along that did well. I mean, Titanfall 2, only a couple of years ago.
Oh,
was
wow.
really good.
I didn't know there was 5 Strike games. Yeah, the Desert Strike series.
Yeah, with EA, normally only get 3. So.
Yeah, I never knew there was a Soviet Strike and then Nuclear Strike.
Yeah, that could just be prophecy at this point.
God damn it.
Any more words on the EA? We've managed to get a lot for one we don't care so much about.
Dragon Age.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
my God, gimme.
If they're going to keep announcing stuff they're never going to bring out, why not? It makes sense.
Why not another Mass Effect?
Yeah, just announce sequels, all the things that we always wanted, even if they don't own the IP anymore. And it's like, here you go, Time Splitters 4, it's coming, because we did the last one.
Yes, finally.
That announcement would be Gary's favorite Mass Effect.
Surely Anthem will be Gary's favourite Mass Effect award for that show.
I think you're accurate on that one.
This podcast is Gary's favourite Mass Effect.
I think he would throw all his hands up.
Oh. Right, so who should we go to next on the old listy? I think it's Ubisoft next, aren't they? I think because they're usually before Sony.
No, Square Enix is next.
Oh, of course, I forgot they're back this year.
Squeenix.
Yeah.
I mean, in fairness, the last time they did one is where you got Yoko Taro with the fucking moon head on. So I suppose there's something. It's important enough for them to come back this year. They must be topping that somehow.
Remember that year when it was all pre-recorded?
Yes.
But live at E3, and then people found out they could skip forward because it was actually just a recorded video.
I think, if not Final Fantasy VII Remake, the big draw here will be the Avengers game. Because it's happening. Crystal Dynamics is making it because someone else is making Tomb Raider. So that's probably the most likely. Yes, Final Fantasy VII Remake, they have to show something because I know they've changed development over and all these things. It's like, but you had fuck all when you first announced it and you still showed it, so you could at least show something from how it looks now. But yeah, I don't really know how well that will go. We might get more Kingdom Hearts 3. Sure, why not?
Kingdom Hearts 3 is playable at E3, so
it makes sense.
They'll have to give a release date at E3.
I mean, now that they're ramping up, it seems like
essentially a guarantee at this point.
I don't know. They usually do that kind of shit at TGS.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here they know they've got the audience. They're coming back to do this show, and they've been doing press previews, playable previews of Kingdom Hearts 3. It does seem like they are sticking to it coming out this year. And they're going to be like, yeah, it comes out December. I'm saying December because it just seems like the only month left that anyone would care. And Square released Final Fantasy 15 in December, so why not? They know it will drive people nuts when they finally get their release date because bafflingly that game is popular and as hell. So Shadow of the Tomb Raider will be there. I still haven't played the last one, so I'm semi-curious about it, but not.
Final Fantasy 14 it's getting its own panel at E3.
What's separate from this, I assume.
Yep.
Are you going to be there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wish.
Are you going to be the panel?
So
him and Klaus.
Rumored stuff includes Just Cause 4, which we were wondering how Avalanche could do that, seeing as they were doing Rage, but of course they're being helped with Rage too, so maybe someone else is helping them with this. Who knows? That was part of the big old Walmart Canada mega leak that we got. Of course, Dontnod are just bringing out Vampire, which, however that's received, they could well be showing Life is Strange 2 at this very thing. Again, another reason for them to have a show there because, again, that game was mega successful. Anything else? Hopes and dreams, guys, for Square and what they're bringing?
You think there will be any new? Oh wait, we're not at the Ubisoft one yet. We're still talking Squeenix. Never mind. I had something for Ubisoft. But
Do you mind if I make a little Fantasy 14 rant?
If it's a tiny one,
It's a tiny one. It won't take long.
I don't mean like relatively speaking for a game that you spent millions of years on.
Yeah, but basically, every event they do, they give away free T-shirts if you beat a fight. They're doing it again at E3. If you beat the new Primal, you get a free T-shirt. But for their event that they hosted for the game itself, which is by Square Enix,
Yeah.
they didn't give T-shirts.
Okay.
It's like, okay, E3, PAX, all the different conventions got free T-shirts, but their actual convention for Final Fantasy 14 didn't give T-shirts. It's like,
Strange.
yeah.
Well, yeah, Ben, because they already have the fans at the Final Fantasy event. They need to make more new fans. Thus, the new fans get free shit.
Yeah, but I want my free T-shirt, FanFest, damn it.
the
Stop being the fan,
injustice.
then. I think we'll see more Final Fantasy 15 stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Clearly, there's more DLC to come. I think we'll get a remake of something. I don't know what yet, but there's definitely going to be a remake.
Chrono
or a
Cross.
remaster, sorry. A remaster.
Would you say it might be a Nier game?
I would love it if it was a Nier game. I really would.
God.
What if it's Chrono Cross?
I would love that.
What if they listen to our
You're
podcast
the only
and thought,
one in
shit,
the world.
nobody really likes this game. We should try and
I
make
mean,
a new one.
With the slight possibility of that happening, I want video recording of Garri watching when that comes up.
All you hear is a massive bang.
Gross.
God damn it.
Dear. Anything else to add, peoples?
I know I'm one of 5 people, but I'd still very much like to see the Final Fantasy 13 collection come to PS4.
I think that's a given at some point.
You know,
surely.
I'd buy it if it comes out.
Yeah.
Just for
I hope you
13.3.
do,
No, 13.2, sorry.
Yeah, 13-2 for me, please.
Yeah, 13.2 was amazing.
I mean, it's the only one I haven't played in recent years, I think. So, yeah, that's so. Yeah.
Oh,
I
Final
would-
Fantasy 11 might be there, I'm guessing, because they showed some more screenshots of the mobile port.
Yeah, it might be. But again, I wonder what they'd do with that exactly. Other than that,
Wasn't there rumor that they wanted to make that some way that people could play it single player since the servers are
No, the servers
down
still
or going
work.
down? Are the servers still work? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I heard somewhere. I think it was Reddit somewhere
Yeah.
about
The
them
PS2 and
talking about making
Xbox,
it one player.
PS2 and Xbox servers got shut down, but PC servers are still getting updates.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Kudos to them.
I suppose we'll see a bit of Dragon Quest because that's coming out later in the year. There's that. I mean, that seems, I suppose, fairly likely of anything. But, trying to think, they've lost
With
a few
a
things.
sexy collector's edition.
Not going to see anything of Deus Ex yet, sadly. I think that would be a very big surprise if it did, because clearly they've got that team working on other things.
Augment your E3 experience.
I'm frustrated because of the way that game ended.
I don't think we'll see Deus Ex for a very long time.
Which is like, considering they left it on a cliffhanger, is fucking annoying as all hell. I really, really want to see more than people want to see Kingdom Hearts. I want to see the next Deus Ex. So please let it happen.
Do you think we'll see another Hitman something before that?
No, they dropped IO. So IO. Warner Brothers now publish that series. So
I was unaware of that.
out of the frying pan into the fire, so to speak.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad they're still doing. That might get announced anyway, but the Warners don't have a specific thing at E3. But yeah, that's that and Dying Light. I think two of the big things that could come from Warners. Thing. Oh, and maybe a little something from Rocksteady might get announced there. Something else.
I wonder if we'll see some more Dead Island 2.
Who's doing that? I can't even remember who's behind it now.
I can't remember. I
Deep
think it's
Silver.
Deep
Silver. I mean, I would laugh if Dying Light 2 is announced before Dead Island 2 even gets to be a thing.
To be fair, Dying Light was a much better game.
Oh, so much better.
I liked Dead Island, but Dying Light was just with the oh my god, the hardcore stuff. But it just made it great.
Just the atmosphere of it, the music. It's one of my favorite zombie-based games. It's just,
all I know is my claim to fame is that I got to play Dead Island 2. It was interesting.
I imagine it'll be a very different beast when it comes back, if it comes back. But anything else, guys, or is it? I think we've exhausted most of what Square have. Unless Legacy.
Nintendo Super Mario RPG 5. I don't know how many there are, so I'm just going to guess a number.
What? That is Square Enix, sure.
Well, it's made by Square Enix, isn't it? So.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what they do. Ubisoft then. Again, plenty of leaks come here, including Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Again, another one of the Walmart Canada leaks, if you will. I'm sure we'll see Just Dance there again, because why not? But again, please do not have people dancing on stage this year.
Unless it's me. Fly me in.
Yes. The Crew 2 will obviously be there. It's just currently having its beta.
But it ends tomorrow, so by the time this goes live.
Yeah, but June is out this month, so
it is. It's out. I thought it was delayed.
No. Yeah, I mean, it was delayed to this year in June.
Oh shit! I didn't realise. Next year.
I feel, without saying too much, I feel quite confident that it will not be the best racing game coming out this month. So.
But drive up those radio towers.
Crew
2 Electric Boogaloo.
Beyond Good and Evil 2, it will be there. They've announced that is definitely there. We've seen a little more of it. Still don't know what the fuck it is, because it's definitely not Beyond Good and Evil 2. It's just sort of set in the same universe, kind of, but not. It really is like they just slapped a name onto a game they were already making in a lot of ways. Worrying, but at the same time, might be good. It's been long enough that...
Did anything ever happen to that beta? Because I remember applying for it last year, I think.
Well, probably not yet.
The game isn't even playable yet, Ben. How are you going to play the beta?
Well, they're like... remember,
it's not even out of alpha yet.
They're like, sign up for the alpha at E3. It's like, okay, done. Now what?
Now you wait until it's ready to go.
But that was last E3. They would have done something by now, surely.
Skull and Bones has been moved to next year, but there's a beta coming soon for that, I believe, as well. Again, I'm very intrigued to that. I would laugh if it ends up being better than Sea of Thieves. What else could we have?
I think Skull Bones is going to be another For Honor fiasco for them.
Yeah, but the thing is, despite the fiasco, For Honor sold. It did well.
Yeah, that's before people knew what it actually was.
Yeah, and now it's doing well again. So they can pull it out of the fire. They did it with Rainbow Six, which launched in a terrible state compared to what it is now. Now it's like this esports juggernaut that sells like hotcakes. And it's like when I played it back when it came out, it was a 5 out of 10 game. So that they can turn it around with games like that, which has to be said. But it would just be nice if they kind of released it well to begin with. Splinter Cell has been rumoured on and off, heartbreakingly looking less likely with every leak that comes out. But you never know. You never know. And Watch Dogs 3 has also been rumoured repeatedly. Again, would be odd if that happened, given everything else. Don't really see Ubisoft top-loading too much. But again, you just don't know. Maybe they know something we don't about the industry, and they're just trying to get all the games out in 1 year. Any other thoughts and hopes and dreams and fears for Ubisoft?
A new Rayman game.
Yeah, new Rayman game would be nice. It's been a while.
It would be timely since they just released the Legends for PlayStation Plus.
I was just going to say that, yeah.
I'm talking actual Rayman game. I'm not talking Rayman versus the Rabbids and Mario XCOM.
Yeah, we're talking about the Legends and Origins. Yeah. Oh god, just realised Origins more than once in Ubisoft.
It's
Iconic
all
origins.
at this point. I would love to see a Rabbids VR game for PSVR. Just like the party game that came out on the Wii. I can't remember. You guys remember which one I'm talking about, right? They had two of them, and one for the NES. It was the Rabbids.
Oh yeah,
like mini games, like all the mini games you played, like WarioWare.
Yeah, I think it was one on PS4 as well.
Yeah, I would love to see them do one like that, but for VR.
Yeah, I could see that. They did seem to enjoy doing the VR stuff. I know they're doing more for Star Trek Bridge Crew with DLC wise. So yeah, why not? VR. It's hard to know which way it's going. It seems to be doing all right, but if not great. So I think, again, we'll know how it's actually doing by how much Sony promote it during E3. Well, the fact that they're having a massive price cut E3 week says a lot about what maybe they're hoping people see stuff coming to that format and going, well, look at all this stuff you could get, and it's going to be 200 quid odd. Why not? We'll see. We shall see. But anyway, back to Ubisoft.
I think we will see Splinter Cell. I think, it might not be a new game, but it's definitely going to be a remaster. Probably of Blacklist, the PS3 version.
Yeah.
That they released. But yeah, I see I do see Splinter Cell being there in some way or form.
I just hope that the trend currently, of course, is that they seem to be loaning out their old heroes to their current properties. Like Sam Fisher was in Ghost Recon Wildlands, and now it's rumoured that the Prince of Persia may turn up in For Honor. So yeah,
I'm calling it now though. If Splinter Cell does get announced, it'll be exclusive to Xbox for the first few months.
If not that, it'll be advertising for heavy with Xbox because they have the history.
You can buy anything.
Yeah. You can buy anything, apart from apparently lead in a console war. Right.
I am excited for Division 2, though.
Oh yeah, forgot about that. Again, something you think, that'll probably happen. It's happening. It's
happening a lot sooner than I thought it was going to. That's
That's what I mean. This stuff all just pops up. Can't complain.
And they always have a surprise announcement, and whatever that is, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it would have to be Splinter Cell / Prince of Persia, really. I think because everything else is pretty much out there.
I don't know. Announcing DLC as your big surprise is a no-no for me.
Oh, I mean, hopefully that's not what it is, and it's actually a full-fat game. That would be nice. But
okay, yeah.
Okay, any more words on the Ubies?
Horse Armor DLC for Wildlands.
Sure. I don't think there's even horses, but why not?
Sure.
The horse DLC turns one of the bikes into horses.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, actually, if you're talking about DLC or an add-on to a game that they've got out already, they could close the show with, they could do it for Wildlands and have a Battle Royale in that, with that map and all the space they got there, then boy, that would be
Are there even 64 people still playing Wildlands?
It's
popular.
popular.
They announced it's a Battle Royale and announced it as a free mode.
This is the thing I find that there's so many games where you think, oh, people still playing that, and you look and it's like there's more people playing that than games that currently came out in the last few weeks. It's odd, but that's what games as service do. People come back from time and again and enjoy playing.
Of course, Chris is going to ask about horses.
Oh my god! Damn it, Tim! I love you.
Kisses.
Luck to be an equine tonight. Anyway, so let's. I suppose we'll go on to our meat and potatoes. The raison d'être.
Nintendo. I don't know where they're at.
You laugh. I'm super excited.
I am as well. I mean, this is my first E3 back in the Nintendo fold. So
yeah, I never thought I'd be more excited for Nintendo than anybody else right now.
All I know is I can't wait for Pokemon Go Eevee or Pokemon Go Pikachu.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, this joke that I was making actually didn't really go well, did it?
No. We'll get to that because we will talk about those two. But so again, as ever, an ungodly hour of the morning.
We have 2 a.m.
Yeah, all right for you. Yeah. But for me, a few years ago, yes, that would be fairly. Oh, I'll go to bed in 2 hours anyway, that sort of thing. But now, I don't stay up that late anymore. It's no. kids and commitments. These are things you have to sacrifice. It's time.
You sacrifice your kids and your
responsibilities. How are you staying up till 4 o'clock in the morning? Come on. Dear. Anyway, so yes, let's roll through. I think we can categorically say there will be no PlayStation 5 or anything like that, but there will. I did predict back at the time there will be a price cut on the Pro, and God forbid, guess what? There's a price cut on the Pro this very week coming up, and also on VR. Maybe we'll hear a bit more about the future of PlayStation Plus, because I don't like quite how they've left it dangling with what they're taking away and saying, no, we're not adding anything. Well, we're not adding more games, they say, which to me says that doesn't rule out that they could add a service to it. And please let that service be PS Now or something, because I think people are already very angry about the cost of PlayStation Plus, which is still ridiculous, I think, considering what you get out of it in a year. But yeah, it's not going to help their cause at all. We know for a fact that certain games are going to be shown in great detail. Death Stranding, which, wow, of all the things I know are going to be there, that is the one thing I am like, I will shut up and listen to, no matter how tipsy I am at 3 o'clock in the morning. Because just everything that comes out about that game is just sounding fascinating. That I just, it's Kojima, and in lieu of having a Metal Gear game by him, it's his thing now, and I'd love to see what's next with that. And surely we're going to get gameplay of some kind this time. If it's getting that much time, let's hope so. There'll be a whole bunch of other Dreams, as we know, has already been showcased beforehand. We've already stated that it's a bad idea for places like E3 because you can't really showcase it. Days Gone we've already seen a lot about. We know The Last of Us Part 2 is getting a significant amount of time, which is interesting, considering, I do wonder when they were talking about these 4 games, which is The Last of Us, Death Stranding, Spider-Man, and Ghost of Tsushima. I wonder if the reason that they're having such significant amounts of time about it is that they're taking the chat show format, if you know what I mean. They're all sitting on the couches talking about it whilst footage plays in the background. I hope not, because that would be a bit wank and you probably wouldn't get to see it that much.
I think it's more of they're going to be playable at E3.
I hope so.
Is what they're saying. I think
that's
what they're talking about. Their big showcase for those games is people will be able to actually try them out.
Yeah, I feel less like that's going to be a thing with Death Stranding, just given where it is. Same with Ghosts of the Tush. Ghost of the Tush. That's what we're going to call it. There'll be a whole bunch of stuff that we're expecting to come out. Final Fantasy, Shenmue. Another year of them being here. Spider-Man, of course, as we said, will be shown. That's bound to be gameplay. That's bound to be playable on the show floor. And there's other stuff, of course. Medieval remake, that got announced last year, so we should see it this year, in theory. So that would be nice. I think we'll see a good old push on VR because, if Sony clearly do have some investment in it still, and I think you'll get your usual showcase. Whether we get that in the main show or in the pre-show, where I think a lot of the announcements will happen this year, just due to the fact they're going to focus on a certain amount of games in the main show. If it looks increasingly likely that Devil May Cry 5 will be there as part of their deal. Again, not sure if it'll be exclusive or if it's timed exclusive on that one. I would say probably a timed exclusive in that way. As for wildcards, well, not wildcards. Before we get to wildcards, you'll have the exclusive content brigade stuff, like for stuff like Red Dead and Spyro and Call of Duty. You have stuff like the games that are on other systems that haven't come out yet, such as PUBG. I'd imagine that will get its announcement here before they lose any more players. Bluepoint's remake. They're remaking a classic game, and I still feel that it will be something PlayStation orientated. So fingers crossed that Kojima finishes his Death Stranding and goes, oh, by the way, here's Bluepoint's new game. They're remaking Metal Gear Solid, and there it's that would be nice. I would like that. From Software, they have a new game out there as well, which is apparently people are trying to make it sound like it's going to be another Souls game, despite the fact that From have pretty much stated they're not making another Souls type game. And I think my wild card was Killzone Battle Royale. There we go. No, because why not?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I think I'd actually be interested in that. They know how to make multiplayer, man. And gimme.
So, what intrigues you, Tim, from Sony's lineup this year?
Shit. I mean, it's the default's going to be Death Stranding.
Sure.
I don't really have to, a little bit of Spyro excitement's going to be in there, just because it's one of those many things at the very beginning of a relationship that Chris and I shared. So we're just super fucking excited about it. Then, I don't know. I haven't really been paying too much attention, but I do have a slight feeling that we're gonna get like this big wave of Last of Us 2 information, and there might even be like a release window announced.
Yeah, I think it's been sort of stated that a few places now that the games they're going to show are pretty much going to be the last wave of PS4 big hitters, and they're going to be like, yeah, well, this has to come out at this point because if it doesn't, then we can't get our next console, that sort of thing. So yeah, I think you're right. There will be like at the very least some kind of release window, and yeah,
I'm saying no to that. I hate to be a meanie sports, but I expect anything like that to be announced at the Video Game Awards. Because, at least with Naughty Dog, they seem to have a big sort of showing at that always. Remember, like Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3, Last of Us, Uncharted 4.
True, but last year, most of Sony's big things happened, if not E3, it was Paris Games Week, and they had that. And then, if not that, they had the PlayStation Experience. So they don't need the Game Awards at this point. They have free opportunities every year now to say, "Here's what's coming out." Like, and still considering how much. And again, before we get to Microsoft later, it's just that Microsoft can't fill an entire hour and a half with new stuff, real new stuff. Sony are doing 3 shows a year and still having a surprise each time, or something new each time. It just shows the gulf in where the investment is going in these two consoles. And like you can say the same about Nintendo. They just pop up every now and again. Hey, something new's happening. Here it is. It's great to see. I mean, yeah, we'll get there with Microsoft. But yeah, anything else on Sony, guys? What are we hoping for?
Dreams. I have dreams for dreams.
But like we said, that's not really going to be here. It may be in the pre-show, I think. But
I don't know.
I think it'll have some.
I think they'll get a trailer with a release date on it.
Sure, but I think that'll happen. Again, I'm confident that will be a pre-show. Just because they had that hour to film in the beginning, but I reckon, yeah, they're big on it, but I think they're wanting to see what the reaction will be once it launches, as they do with a lot of games, to be fair. that aren't the big ones.
Trust me, that game does not demo well.
No.
Unless they're sitting there telling you exactly what the hell is happening.
Which I'm sure, again, the show floor will have a bit of that, I think. But,
Oh, yeah.
So what you're saying, Gary, is I need to go there and whisper in people's ears as they play the game?
Sure.
Yay!
I am personally super excited for Ghost of Tsushima. Out of all those games, that one right now has my most interest. It's coming from a great developer. I love the Infamous games, and the setting itself caught my interest instantly. So yeah, for me, that game right now is number one for Sony for me. Last of Us 2, of course, I'm excited for, but I think I already know that's going to be a great game. So,
yeah, it's a weird one. I think it's like, the only thing to be curious about is like where you're going to go with it. It's like because how the first game ended and worked. It will be interesting to see like a proper next gen.
Yeah, that's also one of those things. You hit it perfectly. It's like I never wanted a sequel to that game.
No.
And I stand by that. I don't think the game needs a sequel. But now that we're getting it, it's like I'm less excited for it, probably because I didn't want it. But here it comes anyway. But yeah, I don't know. Sony usually has a lot of great third-party stuff there. RE2 Remake, I think, will be there at Sony's show. It has to. At
big
this
surprise thing. Yeah, I say surprise because it's just so quiet on it. But yeah, I would love that. I really would love to see it now at this point.
And if they show it, they have to show it with a release date. They have to. Like, I cannot imagine that this game is going to come out in 2019. Like, it was announced how long ago? Almost 5 years ago now?
No, not that long. Not for Resi.
Oh, you talk about
the fact that they're
2,
talking about
the best looking horror game ever, supposedly.
But the fact that they're already talking about how like work on RE8 is pretty well into development, it's like
that'd be a separate team, to be fair. Though.
What the hell? But still, they have to show too the remake. They really do.
Yeah.
They just filed a new trademark for Deep Down as well, so.
Yeah, I think Capcom might have a section at Sony's conference.
Yeah, Sony's very close to Capcom, so.
Wasn't that using the Panty Raid engine?
Excuse me?
The Panty Raid engine.
Go on.
Yeah, man.
Well, I thought that's what Dragon's Dogma, Deep Down was using.
What? That's not a real name for the engine. What are you mispronouncing?
Oh my god.
I thought it was the Panty engine.
Oh my god.
Anyway, just to clarify, Resident Evil 2 Remake was officially announced in August of 2015. So it's 3 years. So just under. So yes, but still, we should have seen something by now.
Yeah, and like you said, Devil May Cry 5, there are just so many rumors that at this point, one of them has to be true.
You hope at this point.
And we know that team, that some mystery team in Capcom has worked on a game and finished it already that we haven't seen yet.
Do you think this is where we'd see another trailer for Fallout VR?
If it's not at Bethesda show, it will be at the Sony show if it is coming to PSVR.
Yeah. Yeah, I do wonder if there'll be another sort of big hitter for VR. Something. I mean, what else do they have? I'm trying to think of games they haven't shown much of. What was that one with the graffiti that comes to life?
Oh yeah. I don't know what you're talking about, but I know what it is.
Yeah. No.
Scarborough.
Scarborough.
Hey, I want a VR experience with Scarborough, just so people can experience it.
They already have in Bloodborne. We already know what Scarborough's like.
Yeah. I do think there will be something that's fairly big for VR.
Hey, with how big? Oh wow! Hey, I hadn't thought of that. That would actually be pretty cool in VR.
Even as a game to bring that back.
Yeah.
Would be again.
Didn't we talk about Soka Battle Royale as well?
Yeah, basically any old property that they aren't using anymore. Why not? Let's put it a Battle Royale mode.
See, this is Sony's opportunity to do that because they've already got a Battle Royale series. They just need to bring it back a new Twisted Metal. Boom, Battle Royale craze already built, ready to go.
I just want Siphon Filter, man. Just give me a Siphon Filter.
Same here, Gary. I really miss that series.
What do you think From Software's game will be?
Tenchu.
That's what I want it to be. I want it to be Tenchu. They own the license. They talked about working on the license. I don't want it to be a Souls game. I really don't.
No, I'm with you on that one.
I talked about it in chat. If they do any game, I don't care what, if it's a brand new IP, whatever. If it's like Souls in any way, that studio proves to me that they are too afraid to leave their comfort zone.
Yeah.
What if it's Armored Core?
I'll take it. As long as it doesn't play like Souls in any way, I'll take it. I don't care.
Armored Wars.
Armored Souls.
I don't want it to be anything like a Souls game.
Blood
at
Core.
all.
Quick roundtable of this one. What do you think Blue Point's remake will be if it is there, Gary?
Is it a Sony exclusive or it's just?
No, it's an exclusive. We're just spitballing here, but given their history, I feel it's more possible. It's a Sony-esque game at the very least.
I can't see them doing anything past the PS3. I don't think it's going to be PS3 remake.
The fact they're doing a remake suggests it'll be more extensive than Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, Shadow of the Colossus they did, and they essentially made a brand new game out of that. That game does not even look like a fucking PS2 game, or a PS3 game for that matter.
No.
That looks like a natural PS4 game. I don't know. I want to say Siphon Filter. I really do. Because it would make sense if it's a Sony property. Because I don't see what else Sony would have them remake that a lot of people really want.
Jet Moto.
Croc.
That's not theirs, but yes. Interesting.
Is there something? Please tell me, because I can't think of anything that a company like Blue Point will do. They probably won't do an RPG.
What about Jak and Daxter?
What about
Already
Dex?
done. Why would you remake Jak and Daxter?
Like, actually make it properly. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Not a bad port. Look, Gary, I need to platinum it again.
Oh my god. They've already remade Ratchet and Clank. That was done by the original developers, so that's the question.
Who apparently are going to be busy again this year.
Sly Cooper, maybe?
Oh my god.
Remake Sly Cooper? I doubt it. I know the franchise is loved, but it's not...
I hated writing a review for the last Sly Cooper game because I got it like 6 months before it came out.
Yeah.
I just don't see what Sony has from their old category or from their old catalogs that they would remake. Sony, quite honestly, they had fantastic first-party games, but nothing to what they have now.
Fantavision
started with the PS3.
So if From Software's game is very much not a Souls game, and they want a Souls game out there, Demon's Souls is there to be done. We had originally hypothesized that they were doing Shenmue, but that's definitely not them. We know that's happening. Ico, they did handled Ico on PS3 for the remaster. So
Alondra.
No.
I mean, Siphon Filter, maybe, but again, I wouldn't call it beloved. Warhawk was actually one of the we guessed originally as well, or Starhawk. So
I mean, Warhawk would make sense since with the rage for Battle Royale now, Warhawk kind of had not that, but it had this massive battlefield of team versus team. You had tanks, planes, on-foot infantry, whatever the hell you want. I liked Warhawk. I liked it a lot. My friend and I played the shit out of that game.
Again, though, it was one of those that suffered because of when it came out and what console. It's unfortunate.
And even Starhawk after that was fantastic too.
Yeah, that came far too late, I think, as well.
Yeah, the genius of that game was you don't have to buy the full game. You can buy either just the multiplayer or the single player if you want.
Yeah.
You didn't have to buy the full game if you didn't want to. You can spend half on just the campaign if you wanted.
Man, there's some weird practices going on that generation.
I liked it, quite honestly.
Sure. Any other guesses for what Bluepoint could be doing?
Parappa the Rapper.
Done already. Not happening.
Jammer Lammy.
This is pointless. Parappa the Rapper failed as a remake. Why would they do
I know.
I mean, could they remake the first God of War? Maybe. But why at this point? I'm still waiting for the God of War quadrilogy re-release on PS4. I mean, what is it? It's not even quadrilogy.
It would be a septilogy?
5 games?
It's a trilogy plus that other one, basically.
Plus Ascension, plus the 2 PSP games. 6 games.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, God of War 1 to 3 and the others. That's how you...
I don't feel that's on the packaging. God of War 1 to 3, and the others.
Yeah, that's how you package it.
Oh, jeez. It's just hard for me to think of what they could be working that's a Sony-owned property. So,
well, it doesn't have to be Sony-owned, but it could be synonymous with Sony in the same sense. That's why I said Metal Gear Solid, because apart from PC, it's not like it was anywhere else. So, yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 2, just for you, Neil.
And Tim. Just remake the whole fucking 4 of them. That's fine.
And then add 5 as a pre-order bonus to stop people from pre-ordering. It'll be fine.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to them remaking the first Killzone.
I mean, yeah, they did a HD version, but yeah, why not?
The first Killzone was not good in any format. And a remake of that would be very welcome.
What about a remake of Resistance?
Beloved.
The first Resistance was perfect as the way it is, though.
Yeah.
I loved all the Resistance games. They're probably my favourite shooters from the last gen.
I did too. I really loved the first Resistance. I love the shit out of that one.
The first one was great fun, but
I still have my beta save on my PS3 when Resistance 2 was still called A Girl with a Stick.
I'm glad Resistance wasn't the greatest game in the world, because when Resistance 2 came along, it was the Devil May Cry 2 of video games in general. Mm-hmm. It is just so missing the point of the original game.
Yeah. I didn't mind Resistance 3. I had more fun with that one than the second one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that first one has a special place.
I also wouldn't be opposed to them making their own game for the first time.
Well, they're not. They are officially properly remaking something, so that's the thing.
I hope it's something good. Like, did they announce who's remaking Medieval?
I don't know. Did they?
Well, it's probably them then, if they didn't announce anything. Who's making it?
Yeah. So we're going to be all professional here, and who is remaking Medieval? Question mark.
Ben. In his house.
Would it be weird to say Onimusha?
No.
I
mean, you'd have to remake it in a way because of the face license problems. So.
Yeah, which would be terrible. Like, how would you remake that game? And you may as well. God damn it!
I mean,
yeah.
Going back, Medieval should be coming out this year, because when the original post came out, it said that it was coming to PS4 in 2018. So.
We could delay it.
They could. Yeah, what's interesting? Doesn't look like they mentioned who's doing it.
Oh, there you go. Good point.
I'm guessing it's in-house if that's the case, but...
And see, I mean, look, they're redoing Medieval, and that wasn't exactly the biggest seller for them.
No, but it's...
So, you never know.
It's like the opposite of Crash Bandicoot in that it was liked but not as much, but it was a much better game. Maybe it'll do well.
Do you think we'll see a PS1 Classic console?
The fact they say they've been thinking about it is almost like a tease now, isn't it?
I don't think we'll see that at E3. I think we'll see that at PSX.
At the end of the year?
Yeah. I think they'll tease it at E3, but...
I mean, if you're going to release it, it's either this Christmas or next Christmas, so it has to be now or at Paris. That's the only two opportunities that make sense. If you're gonna, I mean, you can't get to December 7th and go, "Oh yeah, we're doing this for Christmas," when everyone's done their Christmas shopping.
Hey, but this one's cheap. They could say like, it costs. You could trade in some chocolate and.
I love it. You'll get to try and play like 4-player Crash Team Racing on it. It's like a PlayStation Plus is required to play this game.
Wait, you said trade chocolate. Are we doing this old-timey, like, pirate ship days? Like, I have 6 grams of paprika. Ooh, indeed. Take my entire stack.
Well, I watched a YouTube video, right, of this guy that was trying to live in London for cheap. And he went into someone's restaurant and said, "I'll trade you some soap for food."
Oh, I know.
And did he get food?
Yeah, he got some bread.
Did they take the soap though?
They did take the soap.
I mean, if someone came in doing that, you'd be like, "Dude, just take the food."
The funny part was the soap is like samples that he took from another shop.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. We're done.
I mean, hopefully we'll see what Rocksteady's working on. I think if it is a Superman game, that'll be my game of the show instantly, probably.
Fly through the rings, Gary.
What?
Fly through the rings.
Don't ever say that again. I don't want to play Sonic right now.
So before we go to Microsoft / Nintendo at the end of the anyone who hasn't got a conference, etc. here, any other things you'd be hopeful to see from other publishers, developers?
Atlas announcing a new Persona.
Yeah, I mean, that would be nice. I don't see if they do it yet. I mean, unless they're going to do the same as Persona 5 and take years. But...
I could see Persona 4 Golden coming to Switch.
Well, they said the Persona 4 universe is dead, so I can see a Persona 4 Platinum.
That was a Persona fan magazine, to be fair, so that wasn't anything real and concrete. But yeah, it's much like Yakuza. It's not a case of it being exclusive, really. It's a case of they just can't be bothered to do it anywhere else. So, yeah, there's that. I mean, along the same veins, Binary Domain 2, please. You know, let's have one. Let's have 2 really great games about robots with feelings. You know, that aren't. Too. Yeah, I mean, they're already doing that game with the people who did The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, aren't they?
Borderlands. We'll see Borderlands, won't we?
Oh, apparently we won't, but we will. But we won't, but we will.
Because you've got the Borderlands 1 Game of the Year edition coming out.
Put it this way, Randy Pitchford says we're not going to see Borderlands 3, so we'll see Borderlands 3.
It'll be playable then.
Yeah, it's out now. It came out yesterday.
I don't even want to have them in the conversation of anything.
My mate's like, "I'm excited for Borderlands." I'm like, "No, I'm good."
I'm always excited to see what Warner Brothers has. I know we'll see the 2 Lego games they're working on, the Incredibles and the DC ones. But obviously, I think we'll see a new Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, we'll see that.
I think the teases have been there quite a lot. Even though Ed Boon continues to deny them. He's the one making them.
The teasers, yeah.
I really hope that it has The Samurai Pizza Cat's in it.
Oh my god, I'll take the Samurai Pizza Cats over anything.
I mean, Hitman Season 2, they have that, so I'm happy that, like I said earlier, and Dying Light 2 seems to be hopefully happening. So, yeah, those two alone would be wonderful. What about 2K? Because, you know, I mean, apparently WWE 2K19 is going to be there this year, which would be odd because it normally doesn't go till SummerSlam.
Will they do it before WWE announces it, taking a 25-minute segment to announce a poster?
Yeah.
Okay.
Get Ronda Rousey at E3, which is...
Yeah, she's probably going to be on the cover of the game, too, so...
To be honest, whoever puts Ronda Rousey on stage at E3 is
I don't know, 2K... They've been kind of iffy lately.
BioShock?
I doubt it.
They are making one. They are actually making one, remember? So...
I don't think it'll be there.
But then it's a case of who showed it they showed it at. I want them to do something more XCOM based as well, because an expansion would be nice, but even if it's XCOM 3, just as long as it's not like last time, where they go, oh, here's XCOM 2, and I'm like punching the air, and they go, on PC.
I think the natural step for that franchise is to add multiplayer to it. And I think that's what they'll do with XCOM 3.
It has multiplayer. They have
PvP?
multiplayer. Yeah.
Does it have co-op?
No, like both XCOMs have had that. So.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's like...
So sorry.
Yeah, go on.
I was just going to say, you know who I'm actually really excited for is Bandai Namco's. Whatever they may be showing, but we're getting Soul Calibur from them. We're getting the My Hero Academia game from them, Shinobi Striker. Like, you know, with there's they already. Striker. Yeah, so it's like I'm really curious what else they're going to show off.
Well, I think we forgot something very big, haven't we?
They'll definitely have to announce a release date for Cold Vein, their Souls type game that's been in forever. I could easily see. I have to believe that at E3 they will announce Kazuma Kiryu is coming to Tekken 7.
Nice.
Like, he has to be at this point because they had the vote on their Twitter account and they went with the one guy who wasn't even in the voting. Noctis. So it just reminded me that we definitely forgot something that obviously isn't necessarily doesn't even have a publisher at the minute. But City Project Red, you know, yeah, Cyberpunk. I think they've pretty much confirmed that's going to be at Microsoft's conference at this point. All the rumors are suggesting with their marketing deal that they have with them. So that's another game super excited for. Really interested to see how they make that game function. I would think I'd enjoy it more than The Witcher in terms of just the aesthetic and what especially as online stuff as well. I'll enjoy it if it has co-op. No, I don't care about that. It's more a case of just I want a more sci-fi RPG. They're great. So is Cyberpunk is your favourite Mass Effect at E3? Yeah, I mean, God damn it.
You know what my favorite Mass Effect at E3 is going to be? When THQ Nordic finally drops more information about Darksiders 3.
Thank God, yes. It's supposed to come out this year.
Yep.
I mean, you think all the things we've mentioned already, and it's going to be jam-packed. Absolutely jam-packed. No wonder. Nordic has some great licenses that they took from THQ, so... Mm-hmm. I mean, we're getting that Red Faction Guerrilla remaster. I'm actually excited for that. I hope we get a new Red Faction. That'd be nice. Sorry, just laughing at the thought of that remastered nickname for it.
What's a remastered nickname for it?
Remastered.
Oh.
Which is exactly where they reported that they were making it. That was my suggestion that they could go with as well.
Oh yeah, you called that. I remember that now.
Let me show my appreciation.
Remastered.
God damn it.
We haven't talked about Activision yet either.
Well, why would we?
I don't think they're even at E3, are they?
Yeah, they are. Activision's there.
They'll be at everyone's show because they are
They're not having their own press conference this time.
Yeah.
Well, what's there to say? You will see the next expansion of Destiny 2. They'll show a lot more. They'll probably show the Battle Royale mode of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the big focus point for them, since they focused on everything else in their reveal trailer.
Destiny's dead to me now.
I don't know what else. What else do they have? Like, what would they announce? A new Tony Hawk? Doubtful.
Yes. It sounds like Bungie are buggering off anyway. So.
Bungie's going to work on some Chinese company game.
Yeah, that East game.
Yeah.
They might. Blizzard's not going to be there, but Activision might announce something related to Blizzard property.
Well, there's rumors that there's going to be a Switch version of. Well, there's rumors there's going to be a physical version of Diablo 3 again. You know, with the new necromancy.
And the World of Warcraft on console rumor keeps going around again, as it does every year. So
why?
Because
the game is like 15 years old now. I don't want that shit on my PS4.
I would buy the fuck out of it.
I mean, Gary, I hate to argue a point here, but Call of Duty is 15 years old, and it's still the exact same game. So they don't see it that way.
It also costs the same as it did 15 years ago.
Oi.
There's only one MMO that I would be excited for console release now, and that's The Secret World. That's it. Black Desert we already know is coming, even though they haven't announced the PS4 version.
Really, they need.
It's going to happen.
Their pantheon of extreme sports is Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Yes.
What, the boobies?
No, that's BMX XX.
Oh, come on.
You can't do that, Dave. You've got to be more culturally sensitive.
Oh, Conan's not very culturally sensitive, is it?
Yeah, and that's why it's censored in America, to be more culturally sensitive.
God damn it.
Do you think we'll get a new Kung Fu Panda game?
Are we getting a new Kung Fu Panda movie?
I don't know. Does it matter?
I just don't see what Activision...
New Cars game.
Like, I can't even think of what other games besides Call of Duty Activision has released this year.
I heard
or
the
the year
new
after
Rock
that.
Band.
Before that.
Spyro and Crash.
Okay.
That's it.
Rock Band.
That's it.
New Guitar Hero.
That's what I'm talking about.
No,
all their money is coming from Call of Duty. They don't do anything else anymore.
Bring about Soldier of Fortune. That's what it is.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know. StarCraft, maybe on console. I don't know. I just can't think what they're doing would be worthy of them doing anything other than show up on other people's shows to go.
They're not doing nothing. Blizzard is doing everything.
I suppose Overwatch will have something significant to keep it going.
A battle royale mode.
Oh, don't.
A sequel to River Raid.
See, a battle royale mode would be counterintuitive to what Overwatch is. So it then drags it back into being the same as everything else. It is a team-based shooter, and that's what it should remain, I think. No, I don't care for it, but that's why it's successful at this point. But yeah, they've lost all their licenses for everything, so they can't do any of those. Yeah, I really don't.
Pitfall game.
We are spending far too much time on Activision, let's be honest.
You have hopes of good games that will never come to light, Ben.
There's a game here called Borrowed Time. New Borrowed Time.
Oh,
I just want Sega to tell us that on top of all these Yakuza remakes, they're remaking Binary Domain and they're making a sequel.
And they're also bringing back Comic Zone.
Oh, don't. Why would you even...
Comic Zone Remastered, yes.
Oh.
No, thank you. If you can't even beat the original, you don't need a remaster.
Oh, no, new sequel to Ristar.
Okay.
But also, all the games are laggy and have frame rate issues. And have
Rygar Remastered. That's what they're going to do. It's Rygar Remastered.
Right, yeah.
Shinobi.
Be fucking shining for us, mate.
Shinobi is Sega?
Ooh, I would take a new Shinobi from Sega, yeah.
So, that's what we're talking about. Streets of Rage 2, 5.
Anytime you mention Streets of Rage, I get a hard.
Yeah, I think you're going to be getting hunted up there.
Speaking of which, I have a question for you, my friend. We played yesterday, Chris and I, Streets of Rage on the Sega Genesis collection or the Mega Drive collection.
The classics, so the PS4.
Yes, the one that they have on that game. What the hell is? Why is it so different?
On which one?
On the Mega Drive collection.
Yeah,
the first Streets of Rage.
Yeah.
Like we fight 2 bosses at the end instead of the one like normal.
Yeah.
That's never happened.
Is it not? I'm sure it used to.
Yeah,
No.
we've always had it.
There's always one boss.
Oh, maybe
we've always had 2.
That's what I'm taught. See, I told you, Chris.
It was the UK version.
Had 2.
Yeah, because we're double hard, you see.
Yeah,
so
we needed help. You need
doubly hard. It was doubly easy. What are you talking about?
Come on.
Now it makes all the sense in the world.
And plus,
We're like, this is not Streets of Rage. What is going on?
This is why you didn't get Sonic 3, you see, so they could fit that extra.
That one boss in.
Always fight 2 bosses instead of 1. Yeah, here in America, it was always 1 boss, and it was hard as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we fought enemies that shouldn't have appeared until like the 4th or 5th stage. It's like, what the hell is that?
There you go. I don't know what to tell you.
PC modded version.
So I said the mods in instead.
I still had fun. It brought back some great memories. So
yeah, until we lost all our lives fighting those 2 bitches at the end of the game.
Oh, I know. They totally whooped. We had nothing left going into the final boss. And
we had 2 continues and like 4 lives each, and we lost everything fighting those 2 girls right before you fight the final boss. It was stupid.
They kept jumping behind you and throwing you. It was so funny.
Yeah.
He was getting you the rage, the unfathomable rage from a repressed childhood that welled up from within when he
we discovered the exploit at the end is like they were only targeting me. And then Chris just came up and like suplexed them from behind all the time because they just keep coming after me the whole time. It's like, what the hell?
Garri went Super Saiyan.
I was like the Krillin.
He did. He did. He got super mad at one point because of he went to throw somebody and the dude ran up and punched him and then ran away. And he went like crazy Super Saiyan. I just stood back and he killed like 5 guys on screen by himself. It just like started whooping all their asses. I'm like, oh, all right.
Ultra Instinct theme started playing.
Yeah.
Right, so let's veer on round to the competition, if you will, and see what we think they'll have. Microsoft. So, we've repeatedly mentioned it on here that it's going to be interesting to see what they come up with. It sounds, again, like they're going to go very much in we'll buy some stuff for games that exist and short-term exclusivity or advertising rights, and they'll try and carry on upping the tech side of their console. The latest thing that's being announced is there'll be a Google/Alexa thing integrated into the Xbox. So, which I can't think of when they used to have. I'm sure there used to be a thing they had that had voice control. Can't think what it was though. I'm sure that was like the thing they built the whole Xbox One experience around, and then they ditched it because it all went horrible. Oh, I was thinking more of Kinect, but yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm finding it amusing that again, Microsoft's idea of new and innovative. It's a bit. I can't even speak at the minute. Yeah,
that's because you're trying to talk nice to Microsoft.
Yeah, you're trying to be like, oh, Microsoft.
Well, let me finish. Yeah, their idea of doing something fresh and exciting. There you go. That's easier. Is to do what they were going to do originally, but get someone else to do pay money for that to happen. In this case, they're getting Google to do stuff for their console, which again, Google integration on the company that tried to force their own search engine on you is interesting. I have to say that would be a very unholy partnership if those two are truly working together like that.
It's like when supervillains team up,
The League of Purchase Directors.
League of Villains.
That'd be good though, because it means that It means that when you try to upload to YouTube and stuff in the future, it'd be like, no, you can't on PS4 because we got to deal with Microsoft and stuff like that.
You have to upload through Bing first.
Yeah. As far as exclusives, I say with air quotes, because if you put it on PC, it's not really, is it?
Console launch exclusive. Then on other consoles.
It seems to be the usual suspects. All these years later, still we're going to have a Halo, still probably a Gears of War, still a Forza, which I mean, yeah, that's the freshest of their franchises, and even that has had so many iterations already.
Yeah, you got normal Forza, and then you got Forza Horizon.
Yeah, great. That's all I think of that. If you're into driving games, wonderful. Otherwise, awesome.
I like the rumor that the Forza Horizon was going to be in London. I was excited about the game then, and then I found out it probably isn't, and then I got less excited.
Even if it wasn't London, what would you do? Sit in traffic?
Yes.
Move inches. Like...
Hey, no, there was potential. The Getaway was fun.
Yeah, it was also...
Said only Chris. No, I like the Getaway, to be honest, but yeah.
I didn't. I really didn't. It was good to make fun of, but that's about it. I still quote the relax, son, you do yourself an injury. Other than that, yeah, no.
It took me so long to figure out how to heal in that fucking game.
God. I could do a whole episode on that, the shite systems in the Getaway.
Did I tell you guys that Getaway became home?
Yes, I think you did. Yeah, I remember that story. So, any words on the Microsofts?
It'll have video games, maybe.
I know they said that they're getting more Japanese developers to help them.
That'll be 2 then.
They've doubled their resources from 1 to 2.
It's so hard for me because I don't give a shit at all. Like, I care less about what Microsoft has to show than EA has to show. And it's gone to that point simply because everything I look forward to from them, they either shed on or cancel.
What about Crackdown 3? Do you think that'll be there?
They shed on it. I mean, they showed a trailer of this amazing destruction, and the moment I saw it, I was like, that's not happening. That's bullshit. There's no way your system can do that. I don't care if you release a new system. That's PlayStation 5. That's next-gen shit, if you're lucky.
Cloud gaming.
Okay. Well, that still hasn't happened, so we'll see.
Of course that hasn't happened, because they're waiting for someone else to do it better so they can buy the way in.
Exactly. It's really so. Like, and then they showed the last trailer of Crackdown 3 with Terry Crews, and they didn't show a single thing of destruction. Nothing destroyed in that.
Well, they said
trailer.
The single player won't have destruction,
but the multiplayer will. The thing that takes more bandwidth and shit to do.
Yeah, supposedly.
Does that make sense?
So, the other thing to remember in terms of like things rumored as the big reveal is Perfect Dark, which should be by Rare. Again. You can get excited about that, but Rare is not Rare. As I kept thinking on the lead up to CFBs, it's like people going on about, it's a return to form for Rare. It's not the same company. It's the name.
The janitor might be Rare. Yeah, the janitor that works at Rare might be the same guy that's worked there for years, but the rest of the staff isn't.
In fact, Bungie is very much the same. From what you read the story of the making of Destiny. That game destroyed that company. They are not the same company anymore, and it shows in Destiny 2, doesn't it?
Well, even supposedly they had the same issue with Destiny 2 as they had with Destiny 1, where the rest of the staff just left.
Yeah,
I don't trust them to do Destiny 3 at all now because of that new deal they've got. I expect that to be dropped.
It's very much the people in there now are the people that have come in under the Activision regime, and that's why it will be an Activision game in every single way. That's why these weird anti-consumer practices in those games now, because all the people who fought against it didn't want to fight anymore.
There's the rumor that a new Banjo is going to be there. And like you said, I don't care because it's not the same company making it anymore.
I mean, even that company tried.
They tried with nuts and bolts, and that was shit.
And the people that actually made those games, went and made Banjo-Kazooie, and that didn't turn out great either. So maybe it's a game in the past.
I literally cannot be excited for anything Microsoft has to show. I was excited for State of Decay too. I really enjoyed the first game. I was really excited for this one, and then when I watched people playing it, I was like, "Is this game supposed to be out? Is this an early access game? Because that's what it looks like."
Yeah, I mean, at best it was like 70 overall on PC, but 68 on Xbox, which I'm getting. Can you bugger off with your stupid music, please? Sorry, it's the Metacritic page. Always likes to play music-y adverts. So yeah, I mean the last two.
Even as a Microsoft fan, I just don't see how you can be excited for, say, a new Halo. That franchise is not what it used to be. 343 has destroyed that franchise.
Yeah, and Bungie,
Gears of War, Epic isn't doing it anymore. So again, how can you possibly be excited as somebody like if I'm a fan of Sony, right? If say Sony is like, okay, we're gonna give God of War to Namco Bandai to make for us, are you gonna be that excited for it? I won't. I'm like, what the hell is that?
Just as a quick comparison, though, right? Then, say the last two exclusives that have come out on each format, if you will. Then, obviously, PS4 has a slight advantage in the fact that God of War scored so high. So yeah, it got 95. Then you had its Wildcard, a game that would be like probably high tier for Microsoft at the minute in Detroit, which still got 79, despite being like such a divisive game as it turned out. But then you look at Microsoft, they had Sea of Thieves 69 and State of Decay 2 68. It's like these are the previews all say these wonderful things about how great this game could be. It could be a potential blah blah this, that, and the other. And then the reviews come and they're just like, it's all right at best. They've got. It just speaks to the way Microsoft do things, and it's frustrating in the sense that they're not trying to compete in the traditional sense anymore. They're trying to go with the tech route around it and hope that they've got the most powerful, most gimmicky tech going to sell that to people and use other people's games to sort of boost it. It's beyond that, they don't really care for making much. They look at the names and go, yeah, we'll make another one of those and another one of those. Doesn't matter who's doing it. It's just clearly not true. You can make games with different development teams and people move on, we know that. But there has to be a consistency in the quality and of how that's done. You see that with Naughty Dog and how many changes they've gone through game to game internally, and they still kept that core ethos of what they do. And you look at franchises getting moved on, and look how different God of War with a different team is God of War as it was. It's like it reinvented, works really well.
Yeah, like at this point, to me, I think Microsoft is better off at just being a hardware company.
Yeah,
that's it. Because every year we talk about the same stuff with Microsoft. Their first party sucks. At this point, they should just give their first party games to third party developers to make for them. They should just shut down all their first party studios because they are not even close to making good games. In my opinion.
No, I mean, it's like Forza is the only one that gets scored highly at the minute. That's the thing of it. I think last year, early on, when PS4 was just having exclusive after exclusive come out and doing really highly, the only competition was Halo Wars, and that was like still weaker than Gravity Rush 2, which was mid-tier.
Microsoft needs to look at where they're successful at. They're successful in the hardware game, not the software game. If Microsoft was smart, they would go to Sony and be like, hey, we should partner up with our awesome technology of Xbox Game Pass. Find a way to work with Sony with that.
Yeah, but this is it. They're trying to do it
The thing is, though, Microsoft got into the market just because they didn't want Sony to be the number one household name.
Yeah, so, it's arrogant. Yes, it does have arrogance. They didn't get in for the right reasons necessarily, and it's just I think it speaks to very much to a Western way of doing things, and Sony, and Nintendo, obviously, where they come from Japan initially, and that's still reflected in a lot of what they do. And Microsoft's not had that, and it shows. And we've said this many times: the bad things that generally have come with video games in the last decade or so have come because of them and their practices and what they made popular in the 360 generation. And
like it's from day one. You look at all the exclusive games, and what are their best exclusive games? They weren't in-house games. They were Halo from Bungie that they didn't own at the time. Gears of War from Epic that they didn't own at the time. Forza, I believe, is the only real one that they owned. And they made a racing game. That's it. Everything else, even Rare, they didn't even own Rare at the time. Again, and even all their biggest franchises came from third-party developers.
Yeah. Even then, Rare, with that, they just basically grabbed franchises that started elsewhere.
Just imagine it, though, the timeline where the Microsoft Xbox was the original design it was.
The actual X.
No, because it used to be... It was originally designed as a sequel to the Dreamcast.
Yeah, one of the many potential creations, but it's...
Because that's why Microsoft gave Sega the license to use Windows for the Dreamcast.
Yeah, I mean, that just all around everything that happened. In the end, they ended up taking Sega's place, which is
just in the future where we've got Sega and Microsoft is making the hardware.
Has Chris disappeared? Is he here?
Oh no, I'm still here.
Okay, I would like.
I didn't really have anything to add to the conversation.
Oh, that's fine.
Don't worry, neither do I. That's why I randomly comment about stuff. Sausages are nice.
Are you still, Tim?
Tim is still AFK.
I think he had a call, yeah.
He had an emergency phone.
Oh, I checked. Just double check it.
We miss you, Tim. I know you can't hear us, but we miss you.
Anyway, so let's finish off with a quick Nintendo boost. I mean,
Pokemon Go, I can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, again, they've showed their hand in a way, really. Yeah, so we know Smash Brothers is probably likely to be shown over this next week or two, which is probably going to be the big intrigue.
And still confusion whether it's a port of the Wii U version or if it's a brand new one.
I'm going to call a port, but with some brand new content.
And the core Pokemon game that's coming to Switch is still to be done. So
that's next year.
Yeah, so we could see more on that at some point. What else is happening?
I just want to go Eevee. Well. It's going to be the best. The only thing I don't like about it is the fact you can't evolve Eevee. It's the whole point of Eevee. It makes me sad.
Well, there's that leak that came out, so we'll probably get Fortnite on there, and there's a bunch of other games that were in that leak. I don't remember what it looked like now. Damn it.
Dragon Ball
Fighters, yeah.
Yeah, Fortnite could be interesting because it could potentially really push the console on further, but it could also just not work with the Switch in the way it should. I know it works on mobile and that, but I don't know. It just seems like
Fighters, Fortnite, Monster Hunter, which was already announced.
Now that's that. That is, for me, I much prefer to play it on Switch.
That's going to be dirty.
That's
pure filth.
Pure
FIFA 19, Paladins as well.
Yeah.
Overcooked 2, which I'm excited for. I really enjoy Overcooked. Starlink, I don't know what the hell that is.
What I want now at this point is for them to say, we've got XCOM or a version of XCOM on there, and that will be it. That's the best.
I mean, there's the rumor of the new Star Fox. A new F-Zero is also rumored. But these are also rumors every time E3 comes around with Nintendo, and it's just people hoping there'll be a new Star Fox or a new F-Zero.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why people still wish for Star Fox at this point, because they always turn out shite at the minute.
I agree with you. I know people love Star Fox, but I don't know why. Because to me, Star Fox has never been one of the big Nintendo franchises.
No, it's lower than Kirby.
Yeah, so I don't know why people are always so for Star Fox.
Because it's a meme. It's a fucking meme still, isn't it? That is the only reason it exists at this point.
Yeah, I mean, surely we'll see Metroid Prime 4 gameplay this time. That almost has to be a guarantee, but Nintendo always has that big secret thing to show at the end of their show, so that could very well be Animal Crossing. I think it's going to be Animal Crossing. And if it is Animal Crossing, it's going to...
Oh, that's been leaked, I think. So, yes, again, that might be the case. So
Animal Crossing linked with the Animal Crossing mobile game. Because,
yeah.
Well, if they can do it for Pokemon, they can do it for that for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, if they showed Pokemon Go, Pikachu, and Eevee before E3, they have to show something huge for E3 if they didn't feel like that game was good enough to show at their show.
Which is crazy because I want it. I want to Switch just for that game.
I mean, that again may suggest they're showing something of the mainline Pokemon game that's coming.
The 2019 one. That's what I thought too. They have to show that one too.
Oh.
But then, like we said, Nintendo don't really follow the E3 rules, so they do their own.
Have you guys seen the leaked Pokemon recently? Because someone leaked the demo of an old Pokemon game.
The gun one.
No, Pokemon Gold and Silver leak.
Yeah, so I mean the one with the gun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Octillery. Yeah, and the Remoraid. I want some of those to actually become. Yeah, I want the leaked thing because they decided they're bringing back some of the Pokemon for the next gen. Because I want Baby Vulpix. And I want Baby Meowth. And I kind of want Baby Electabuzz because he looks so depressed.
Oh, jeez.
Right, any final words on Nintendo before we wrap?
It has Pokemon. I'm going to have to buy a Switch.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm always excited for Nintendo to see what they show. Because they show a lot of first-party stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Much first-party stuff from them. You sit here and you're like, surely they can't be making more first-party games, and yet they always show 5 new more coming out.
I think because they know what they're doing to such a degree and they don't go for high-end graphics, they don't go for overly complicated gameplay, they keep it very much grounded in what they know how to do, and that's what works for them. I look at something like Mario Odyssey, and I think I see why it's good, but I also see why it didn't take that long to come out. It's because it's simple in a lot of ways. Though the ideas are novel within it, it's still very, very simple on a base level. And it's the sort of stuff that you could say, people at Nintendo could have made this in their sleep a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is fine, because any other company, you'd be a bit downhearted. But yeah, they can make a good game out of nothing if they try.
Yeah, I mean, there's rumors of a new Yoshi game. They announced that freaking Luigi's Mansion for the 3DS. There's still even the 3DS to talk about too.
Oh yeah,
I forgot about that. Show for that. I don't know. It's always hard for me to predict
new version of 3DS.
We're getting Sega Classics as well on the Nintendo,
which will run better than the PS4 version.
Well, no, they're getting individual games rather than the whole thing. So I think it'll be ports of the mobile version.
I think they almost also have to talk about their online service at E3.
Yeah.
It's okay because when you go through the door,
it's getting pretty close to September now. So
when you go in the door, you have to pay $20.
Well, they've said what it will cost and what you get. So no,
I know, but more of the fundamentals. Can I play Fortnite without it if Fortnite is announced, or do I have to have an online subscription?
I mean, let's be honest, it's not Nintendo's strongest suit to explain how the hardware works and what they can do. That's it.
This is true.
Occasionally they get it right, but it's usually, again, when the idea is simple. But yeah, I think they'll have a good.
Do you think they'll announce the 64 Classic?
If not,
I hope so.
They will. Yeah, at some point. I'm just waiting for the GameCube Classic at this point.
Yeah, me too. That's
I can't wait for the Wii
that would be
Classic.
cute.
Since I'm not getting the Virtual Console, the GameCube Classic's all I have hope for now.
But then with that, like, wow, how many games would you even fit on something like that? Not many, surely. But you know, you'd have to have Winter and Resi Remake and again Skies of Arcadia and all sorts of things on there.
Rogue Squadron.
I think licensing might stop that somehow.
No. Damn you, EA.
So, you know, if anyone was a good partner for Star Wars, surely Disney would be looking at Nintendo. Who knows? It's not gone yet. Right. That is the E3 talk done. By this time next week when we do the podcast, the EA will have their show, so we can talk about that for all of 5 seconds before it becomes nothing. well, depending on how entertaining the nonsense is.
Wait, is EA on Sunday? I thought Microsoft was the only one on Sunday.
I think next Saturday, I think, aren't they? Let's see.
I just closed the list.
Yeah, I know. I did that as well, and terrible. But I was looking at other things, so it happens.
Yeah, I was as well.
Schedule. What is a schedule? Right, so EA Saturday, June the 9th, 7 p.m. over here. So yeah, we would have seen that. Microsoft would have been on. They'll be on about the time we're recording. Yeah, so we can see
Saturday.
No, Sunday.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Yeah,
EA Saturday.
I think if we time it right, we can be live casting just as Microsoft are.
Oh, excitement!
We can have it on in the background and comment. That's so we can give you coverage of those two. We might do some midweek podcasts depending on the other shows and what's been said and spoke of. Because I think we deserve. I mean, even if it's just me and Ben, we'll do something because. Yeah, I'll be awake at 4 o'clock in the morning on the Sony one still from having done it, and I'm sure it'll be entertaining to talk about what's just happened while I'm half cut and tired.
And I'll be there.
And you'll be there. It's twice as good.
As we can see from the meeting list that EA, Ben, Microsoft, Ben, Obsidian, Ben, Square Enix, oh look, Ben!
It's your key hours, that's why, you know. That's it. Ah, man, on Mondays it's just going to be brutal because you've got Square at 6, UB at 9, and then Sony at 2 in the morning. It's like,
and I will be at work the entire time. I'm so pissed.
Harry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna miss every fucking thing.
Don't worry, I'll be like ahead of everyone somehow, like live.
Yeah, you'll be here at the end of the week to do the podcast, rounding up everything finally and just reviewing properly. So yeah, you'll be there for that.
You'll be here for the important part because you're here, Gary.
Right, so it's almost it's 25 to 11 here, so we better get moving on because we've got another to do. I was a while back. I was looking at this, going, "Well, this isn't really taking very long, considering." It's like there it is.
You're saying that. I'm saying, look at the clock, thinking, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
I was watching the time go up and up on the recording.
Yeah, I was looking at it as well, going, "No, it's not that bad." Oh, it is. Oh dear. I realised why, because I thought, it says 2 hours on mine. We didn't start till later. Then I realised I restarted my call. So it has indeed been over 2 hours. Right.
Well, it was E3, so it was necessary. You know?
Yeah, that's it. It's a big dump. That's good. That's what we wanted. And we covered most of the bases. I'm sure people might say, well, you didn't say this, that, and the other. But we haven't got to. Come on.
Deal with it.
Yeah, deal with it. Make your own podcast about talking about video games.
No, don't, because we don't want more competition. Just join us.
Ben, we are but a needle in a very large haystack of podcasts at this point. It's
oh yeah, but if I can cancel a couple of needles.
Cancel a couple of needles. Why? Who are you selling them to? Activision? EA.
Well, in that case, they have to be hypodermic needles.
Right. Quick shout outs, Ben.
Shout out to Klaus. Thank you so much. Shout out to Evolve Mail. Go for stream. Shout out to everyone here. Thank you for being. Miss you, Alfonso. And I'll end it there. Do a quick shout out.
Good stuff. Chris.
Family, friends, fans. Follow me on Twitter at Devangel. And yeah, that's all.
Gary.
Same as Chris. And you can follow me at Guglaush, GGLAUSH on Twitter.
I will say, please follow us at Pod Unchained on the Twitter, and please, if you enjoy the podcast, go rate us on the old iTunes and review. Subscribe wherever you are. Do those things. Spread the word, basically, but only if you want to. This is a consensual relationship. So, apparently Microsoft have just bought GitHub. Would you believe? So, which is
GitHub.
It's a software building company. So.
Of course, that's all they do is buy companies that are threatening them. I said it. I don't care. Basically,
there's a bunch of game developers who are a bit annoyed by the idea because they applied the same expertise that they did with Skype. It would be a
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But yeah, that's Microsoft spending $2 billion again on something else. So. Wonder where else they could put that money.
People, you can wonder, can't you?
I mean, just to clarify on that, GitHub hosts 27 million software developers working on 80 million repositories of code. Basically, it's open source software. So that's them really just going, look, we can't make the games, you fucking make up.
Wait, are we talking about Microsoft or Basidia?
Hey.
Basidia.
I love Ben's alternate names for things. We will see you next week for the first of many post-E3 conference podcasts. We will, as I said, probably be ribbing the first two, as they are EA and Microsoft. And beyond that, we'll see. In the meantime, if you like anime, listen to our anime podcast, The Problematic Sticker. And if you don't like anime, well, there's this, and you're already listening to it. If you don't like either of those things, I do question what you do with your time, why you are here in the first place. Until then, anyway, next week, tally bye.
Tally bye.